Warning. This is your disclaimer. This YouTube video is not targeted for children. It may include harsh language, bad imagery or other stuff not meant for children.
So what? Okay. So what? Okay.
Chelsea Ann-Marie Shipp posted to TikTok for the very first time on February 13th, 2020.
This my baby, and ain't nobody finna touch him.
Unsure of where to take her content, she initially started to post clips with her dog to see where it would take her. After catching some small attention and ending up on various social media platforms, she decided she'd make a go of it and try to become the next biggest influencer out of America. Little did her TikTok audience know that there was someone else behind all of her happy-go-lucky TikToks, and that someone else was a methamphetamine addict who was involved in a love triangle. A love triangle that would leave a 16-year-old girl dead. And if you thought that was disturbing, as this story starts to unpack, you'll come to find out that the motive makes this more horrific. Chelsea likely didn't anticipate that her TikTok video would lead to foreshadowing, but less than a year after this was posted, in an unrelated incident, she acted out upon the exact words she spoke.
We gonna murder somebody!
It's difficult to give a backstory leading up to the events that would eventually take place, because to put it simply, the case is still ongoing and we've yet to have any major developments. But let me introduce you to some of the people that are involved so you're not confused. Again, at this moment, it's hard to give a timeline prior to the day in question. But from what we know so far is that 24-year-old Chelsea Ann-Marie Shipp had been dating 21-year-old Cody Arnold. The pair had lived just outside of Houston, Texas, Chelsea down by Crystal Beach, Cody about an hour drive away in Winnie. At some point during their relationship entered 16-year-old Katelynn Stone. Yes, Cody was preying on a young, vulnerable child. Instead of contacting the police or reaching out to someone to tell them that he was having relations with a minor, Chelsea decided for some bizarre reason to keep it to herself. To make matters worse, she openly involved herself in a three-way relationship with the pair. Although she didn't directly have any sexual involvement with Katelynn, this secret was kept away from her TikTok audience, although her latest post gave somewhat hints. Those close to her were unaware of the love triangle also, but there were rumors in the background, which, as you know, weren't just rumors. All would come to the surface by March of 2022. By the time the love triangle was fully underway, Chelsea had been deep into a meth addiction and was jobless. This wasn't always the case though. If you rewind the clock back 9 months or so, life was completely different. Over the summer of 2021, Chelsea had been introduced to Brandy Moon, her friend's aunt. The two quickly became friends and soon work buddies after Chelsea put in a good word for her at Latude Adjustments, a cleaning company. On a quick side note, at some point after Brandy had been hired, Chelsea was let go for reasons currently unknown, but the two kept in touch. Even though they were good friends, Brandy never made an appearance on Chelsea's TikTok, nor did Chelsea introduce Brandy to Cody Arnold. But Cody Arnold and Brandy were known to each other and had even met on at least one occasion through their mutual friend Cody Myers. Fast forward to March 24, 2022. The girls hadn't been in touch for a while, and so when Brandy received a phone call out of the blue from none other than Chelsea announcing she wanted to come over, Brandy was over the moon. Cody Myers had been present when that call took place, and when he figured out he was on the other side of the call, he filled Chelsea in on all the gossip, as he didn't realize the two knew each other. Although it isn't clear if A, Cody knew of Katelyn's age, or B, if he did know, whether he passed that information on to Brandy or not. From what we know of the interaction that took place on the 25th of March is that it lasted between 10 to 15 minutes, but we don't know the contents of said interaction. There's no reports to suggest that the love triangle or Katelynn's age was brought up or that the conversation went south. Everyone was said to have been in good spirits. The following day, the 26th, Brandy was at work when out of nowhere she received a call once again from none other than Chelsea. Any chance we could swap cars? I've got something I need to do. Sure, meet me at mine at around 12 and we'll swap them out. So Chelsea, along with Cody Arnold, met Brandy at hers, and the cars were then swapped. After the car swap, Brandy and one of her work colleagues decided to go out and enjoy the Friday evening. They had got off work early, so they decided to grab a couple of drinks and headed downtown to get their nails done. By 8 p.m., Brandy dropped her friend back home before doing the same. Although Brandy didn't mind doing the car swap, Chelsea's car was too expensive to run around in. And it's around 11 p.m. that the very same night a message was sent to exchange the cars back. No instant reply was given, and so Brandy decided it was time to get some sleep as she had to work the following morning. By 8 a.m. the next day, just as she was about to leave for work, Chelsea walked up to her front door looking worried. You want to come inside? Is everything okay? Brandy could tell something was bothering Chelsea. Sure, I'll come in, but everything is fine, by the way. Okay, well, if you need someone to talk to, then you know that I'm here. No, everything is fine, honestly. Well, if you want to reach out at some point, I'm here to talk. After a brief chat inside, the girls left Brandy's house. Out of nowhere, Chelsea blurts out, Hey, don't forget, if anyone asks, I was with you in Baytown and Cody had your car, okay? Chelsea, what's wrong? Is there something that's bothering you? Because it seems like it. Do you have your phone on you? No, it's in the house. Okay, come in the car. I'll tell you what's wrong. I got rid of Katelynn. What do you mean you got rid of Katelynn? Did you beat her up or something? No, I shot her. Where is she? Is she okay? Look, Cody asked me to take care of a problem, and now he has to do what he has to do. Troubled by the revelation, Brandy played it off like everything was okay, and the two went their separate ways, but it was burning inside of her. She needed to let someone know, because if the car had been involved in some murder like she thought it had, then she would be sucked into an investigation that had nothing to do with her. So she then decided to call her father-in-law, Brad Moon, a police officer for Chambers County in Texas. Brad, I don't know whether to take this serious or not, but I think my car may have been involved in a murder. Brad said, you need to take this serious. Leave the car if you haven't already, because you don't want to mess with the potential evidence. Brad called the local police and some officers responded to the scene. Brandy passed all the relevant information on, but another bombshell was about to drop. While at Brandy's, they also questioned her nephew, Cody Lee Smith. For anyone who's confused, this isn't Cody Arnold or Cody Myers. When questioned, he told police that he was approached by Chelsea, who confessed to him that she had shot a girl and needed his help to move the body. But when he asked where the body was, she told him it was at Cody Arnold's house in a carpeted room. Cody refused to help, instead opting to tell police the information that had been given to him. With the potential murder investigation now on the horizon, it was time for the police to turn their attention to Cody Arnold and Chelsea Shipp. At 10:15 p.m. on Sunday, the 27th of March, law enforcement officials turned up to Cody Arnold's home on 14529 Cubs Corner Road. When they arrived, both Cody and his father were out front. Officers made it unclear as to why they were there. They asked if it was okay to take a look around. Both agreed, and then they went in. Within moments, police discovered the lifeless body of Katelynn Stone. She'd been laid out on Cody's bed after being shot. She was covered in a duvet with a black bin liner covering the upper half of her body. Police would arrest Cody on suspicion of murder. Confused in his eyes, he had done nothing wrong. He began to give arresting officers his version of events before they even made it back to the station. According to Cody, he said that he had been arguing with Chelsea about dating Katelynn, as he was 21 and she was 16. In the heat of the argument, Cody told her that He believed Katelynn was pregnant after she produced a positive pregnancy test. He said this must have angered Chelsea. When she had a brief moment with her while he went to the toilet, she opened fire, killing her in his bedroom. He said that he covered her head with a bin liner because he didn't want to look at her. What he couldn't answer, though, was why there was a trash can big enough to conceal her next to the bed. And on that basis alone, police said they felt like they had enough to connect him to the case. And even if he didn't pull the trigger, he was in on the murder. Chelsea decided to go on the run for several days, but was eventually apprehended by officers in the early hours of March 31st, 2022, a whole 4-hour drive away in Liberty Hill. When she was questioned by officers about her versions of events, she had a completely different story. She told officers that she shot Katelynn because Cody demanded her to. He wanted her dead after he thought he had got her pregnant, and by doing so, he'd be in trouble with the law. So she decided to kill her, and Cody was supposed to dispose of Katelynn's body. After apparently freaking out, not being able to go ahead with the disposal, Chelsea took it upon herself to look elsewhere for help, which is why she reached out to Cody Smith. Whichever story you believe, both went on to be charged in connection with the murder. But what makes this story all the more saddening, the fact that according to an autopsy report that came out, Katelynn wasn't even pregnant, so she was killed for literally no reason. In hindsight, the TikToks that were posted in the days leading up to the murder really go to show what mental state Chelsea was in. Make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I'm curious what you guys think.